Yeah, we're back. Colfax Vikings here to play. With our hearts on fire, we'll light up the day.
NLWN 2 presents Viking Preview with a look at today's Colfax Viking football game.
We're the Vikings. Let's stand and cheer. Victory on the field. Our time is finally here.
And now, Viking Preview.
Good evening and welcome to Viking Preview. Rick Olson here in the NLWN 2 studio, and we're very excited to bring you another season of Colfax Viking football for 2026. Tonight, the Vikings will kick off their season with a new dedication under head coach Mark Pankow by playing host to the Augusta Beavers. The Vikings are looking to make considerable steps forward from their 0-9 2025 campaign, while the Beavers also look to put a tally in the win column and take steps in the Dairyland Conference following last year's 0-9 record. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Preview, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Augusta Beavers. Then we'll get Coach Mark Pankow's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Then our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's season opener from the Lee Bierquist Athletic Complex at Colfax High School. All that coming up right after this timeout as you're tuned to Viking Preview on NLWN 2.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to Viking Preview. Tonight the Vikings will kick off their 2026 season by taking on the Augusta Beavers from Colfax High School. Now, in tonight's game, the Augusta Beavers are hoping to get into the winning column following their 0-9 2025 record and 0-7 in the Dairyland Conference, while the Vikings are hoping to find their way into the winning column as well this season following their 2025 record of 0-9. The Vikings are looking to pick up their first win in over 2 years. Now, the Beavers must replace 4 players to graduation from their 2025 squad. However, they are returning their top running back from last year in senior Owen Lee, who rushed for 187 yards on 65 carries for an average of just under 3 yards per carry. Also returning is last season's starting quarterback in junior James Shong, who completed 37 of 96 passes for 388 yards with a touchdown and 3 interceptions. Lee was his primary target, who averaged nearly 14 yards per catch on his 7 receptions. Senior Nate Atchison was the Beavers' leading tackler on defense with 65 total tackles. Now, this year's Vikings utilized last season to gain much experience, and this year they have a roster that is battle-tested, and they needed to only replace 1 player lost to graduation. The Vikings returned starting quarterback senior Austin Peterson, who completed 47 out of 115 pass attempts for 582 yards with 3 touchdowns. His leading receiver was junior Jacob Wall, who had 16 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown with an average of 7 yards per catch.
Peterson from the pistol has to grab it out of the off the turf, gets a pass to Wall. Wall down the near side, still running, and he gets tackled forward down to near the 5.
Junior Cole Parzik and sophomore Easton Wedland also contributed 13 and 12 catches respectively for a combined 494 yards and a pair of touchdowns.
Peterson with the snap, looking into the end zone, touchdown Viking!
Holy
cow! Parzik! Peterson rolls right or to the near side, throws over to the center field, caught. That's Easton Wedland, and Wedland gets out of bounds at the 40.
On the ground, the Vikings were led by Wall, who had 156 carries for 385 yards and a touchdown. I formation again.
Peterson to the deep back wall. Wall breaks through, crashes through, dragged down at the 35-yard line for a big first down for Colfax.
Defensively, Cole Parzik led the way in tackles with 70 total tackles.
Long snap, Tarman rolling to the near side, pumps, throws, and it's intercepted, picked off by Cole Parzik.
Now, the Vikings traveled to Barron last Friday in their preseason scrimmage where they faced the Cumberland Beavers and the Barron Bears. That scrimmage gave the Vikings an opportunity to work against players in a different jersey. And we'll see today how the knowledge gained in that work pays off to prepare the Vikings for the upcoming season. Now, coming up next, I caught up with Coach Mark Panko at a practice a little earlier this week, and we'll get his perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Then our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's season opener. All that coming up right after this timeout as you're tuned to Viking Preview on NLWN2.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Time now for Coach's Corner, with a look at today's Viking football game from the coach's point of view. Now, Coach's Corner.
Today we're talking with Viking head coach Mark Panko. And Coach, tonight you're heading into the second season at the helm of the Vikings. Can you let us know how this season should be different from last year?
Experience. I mean, flat out, we have so many experienced kids that are returning starters. Literally, we have 10 positions on either side of the ball. Granted, we have some young guys still. We have some sophomores and juniors, but the seniors that are out there, they've been starting for 3 years now, some 4 years on both sides of the ball. We have a lot of experience, and we should see that on Friday night.
Now, in the last season, the Vikings were held winless, and they've kind of struggled the last few years. What do the Vikings need to do to turn that around?
Believe in ourselves. We need to be able to finish a game and believe that we can run with these guys. You know, it's so difficult last year if we weren't on top, or even when we were on top, we didn't know how to finish. And this year, we've just got to go into every game knowing that, look at what we have, and we have to trust each other that they're going to do their job. That's what we're focusing on in our classroom talks for our team building, and that's what we're trying to preach on the field. Do your job, finish the job.
Now, on the team Facebook page, I've noticed that the team had done some things during the offseason to help turn that around. And can you go through what some of those things are?
Oh, yeah. We went up to University of Minnesota Duluth for a team camp, and it was a great experience. We had 95% of our team attend it. And during that time, we had individual drill time for our individual skills and drills. And then we had a lot of scrimmage times, too. And I tell you what, we went against teams our size from Minnesota and Wisconsin, and we held our own. We did well. Just having 7 more practices coming into with our regular 4 contact days, we've been a little bit ahead of schedule this year, and I think, again, we have more confidence.
Now, last Friday, the Vikings scrimmaged in Barron, and what were your thoughts about the efforts in that scrimmage, and what did you learn there?
Our efforts were good. We did a very good job at going out and attacking. We had some mental mistakes, which is to be expected.
That's why you scrimmage.
Yeah, that's why we scrimmage. But everything that we had with a mistake or a deficiency is extremely coachable and fixable. It was more mental than physical. Physically, we held our own, and I was excited. I mean, both Cumberland and Barron are bigger schools than us. They're in a higher division by 2 and 1, and Barron's a good program. Cumberland's been struggling a little bit, but they look good. They look good. And our JVs, they kick butt. They did really well. So the future's bright on that aspect too. We did a lot of good things. Just some technique things. Quarterback, we got to get some things cleaned up on that as far as getting some touch on the ball. Running, I thought we ran the ball very well. And tackling, we had a lot of swarm tackles. Now, we had a lot of mental mistakes that will contradict that. But again, it's a mental mistake that we fixed already.
Okay. All right. Now, this week, you're taking on the Augusta Beavers, and it appears as though the Beavers might be in a situation real similar to the Vikings after going winless last year with a very young team. So what do you know about the Beavers, and what do you have to do to beat them?
Well, they are young. Their numbers are much smaller than ours even. But looking at film and watching their scrimmage, they've grown. Just like all high school kids do grow. They lost they have their returning starting quarterback back, but they lost quite a few starters that were seniors from that group. They ran pretty vanilla stuff, so we didn't get a lot of, put that in your back pocket. But what we saw in their scrimmage is what we saw in their first game last year, and they give a great effort up front, but with them having such limited numbers, they get gassed fairly early. And if we can outlast that gas, I think we're going to be just fine. Physically, talent-wise, I think we're a couple steps ahead of them. I really do. And, we score first. I think it's going to be a great game for us.
Now, it appears as though the Augusta Beavers senior Owen Lee is their leader in rushing, receiving, tackling. Any thoughts about how to keep him under control? He's kind of a triple threat.
Yeah, he's a talented kid.
We covered Owen Lee in a couple of games this summer as he played for the Augusta Athletics in the Chippewa River Baseball League against the Cavaliers, and I was impressed with him there.
Yeah, he's a talented kid, no doubt about it. We want to make sure that he doesn't get away. We want to make sure that we're either spilling him out to the outside or we're bringing him back to the inside where the guys with neck rolls are, so we can keep him limited. If he gets 6 inches, he's going to take it. He really is. Defensively, man on man, helmet on helmet, I think our front five, I think they can do a pretty darn good job at least slowing him down and getting our running backs 6 inches of daylight.
Now, after that first opportunity to hit a different colored jersey that you had last Friday, how'd the Vikings come out on the injury front?
We're good. We had a couple nicks yesterday at practice, but as of right now, knock on wood, we're doing okay on that aspect. That was one focus in the off season in our speed, strength, and conditioning and change of direction is we want to do a lot of prehab. And the different levers that we have in our body, and that we're continuing that now that we've dropped down to 2 days a week, and that's a focus, is that prehab type of exercises to make sure that we have our knees and our ankles are much stronger than what they have been in years past.
Well, thank you, Coach Panko, for joining us on Coach's Corner. Good luck in tonight's opener, and coming up next, we'll have more Viking preview.
You have been tuned to Coach's Corner with a look at today's Colfax Viking game from the coach's point of view. Stay tuned. More Viking preview is coming right up.
Welcome back to Viking Preview. Tonight we have the Vikings opening their season by taking on the Augusta Beavers. Taking a quick look around the Dunn St. Croix Conference, all conference teams open their 2026 campaigns this week with non-conference matchups. Now, the Dunn St. Croix Conference has a little bit of a different look this season. Now, last season, the conference champion was the Boyceville Bulldogs with a 7-0 conference record. In a tie for second were the Turtle Lake Lakers and the Spring Valley Cardinals, with each team at 5-2. Fourth place was held by the Glenwood City Hilltoppers and the Clear Lake Warriors, each at 3-4. In 6th place were the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, while the Vikings finished in 7th. Now this season, gone are the Turtle Lake Lakers and the Clear Lake Warriors, but new to the conference are the McDonald Central Max and the Osseo Fairchild Thunder. All Dunn St. Croix teams opened their seasons with non-conference games this weekend. Last night, the Boyceville Bulldogs traveled to Ladysmith to take on the Lumberjacks, and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers visited the Oliva Strum Cardinals, and we'll bring you the scores of those games during tonight's game. Tonight, in addition to the Vikings hosting the Augusta Beavers at Colfax High School, the Elmwood Plum City Wolves will travel to Pepin to face the Alma Pepin Eagles, while the McDonald Central Max will head to Carson Park in Eau Claire to face the Regis Ramblers. It will be the Osseo Fairchild Thunder hosting the Necedah Cardinals, and the Spring Valley Cardinals will journey to Durand to do battle with the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Now tonight, the Vikings are excited to work to find a way into the winning column for the first time in over 2 years. However, the Augusta Beavers are also trying to get their first win in over a year. So it all adds up to some exciting high school football action right here on NLWN2. Now, in just a few moments, we'll send it out to our broadcast crew at Colfax High School, and we'll have all the play-by-play action for you coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Preview on NLWN2.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
Colfax Vikings here to play. With our hearts on fire, we'll light up the day.
You've been watching Viking Preview on NLWN2 with a look at today's Colfax Viking football game. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking football.
Our time is finally here. When tech goes on the fritz and frustration kicks in, Sladen's technology where you trust he can. From nowhere to backups, we've got what you need. Call us up, we'll plant the seed. Sladen's on the way, your heroes in disguise. For businesses large and small, we're the ultimate prize. 715-864-2833, get the IT help you desire. Call 715-864-2833 today. Yeah, we're the Vikings. Hear us roar. Colfax pride, we're ready to soar.
NLWN2, in conjunction with Colfax High School, is proud to present Colfax Viking football.
Colfax Vikings will stand tall, fighting for the win. We'll give our all with every tackle, with every play. Bringing the thunder, we'll save the day.
Join us right here all season long for Colfax Viking football. And now it's out to the stadium for tonight's Colfax Viking football game.
We're the Colfax Vikings, feel the power we bring. Yeah, we're the Vikings, hear us roar. Colfax pride, we're
Good evening and welcome to the Lee Bierquist Athletic Facility at Colfax High School. It's the season opener for the 2026 Colfax High School football team. I'm Jay Fall here with Rick Olson and Dan Petchon along with Michael Christensen. We're set to bring you the lid lifter for both of these teams. The Augusta Beavers are in town tonight, and they'll be taking on the Vikings in the season opener. A nice night for football, and let's take a look at the starting lineups. Here's Rick Olson.
Thank you, Jay, and we'll take a first look at the Augusta Beavers. We'll go with the starting defense since that's what's going to be announced by the public address system in just a little bit. At defensive back is, you know what? I'm going to use the sheet they gave me. It works a lot better. At linebacker, senior number 21, Nathan Atchison. At linebacker, junior number 24, Dylan Dirks. At linebacker, junior number 11, James Shong. At defensive back, number 70, Riley Mickelson. At defensive back, senior number 2, Owen Lee. At defensive back, sophomore, number 12, Lucas Berry. At defensive back, junior number 3, Leo Bement. At defensive end, sophomore, number 72, Rex Kading. At defensive end, junior number 61, Mason Price. At defensive tackle, sophomore, number 74, Chase Price. And at the other defensive tackle, senior number 51, Josh Shong. For the Colfax Vikings on offense, at wide receiver, number 2, Cole Parzik. At quarterback, number 4, Grant DeMoe. He's a sophomore. Parzik is a junior. At wide receiver, senior, number 6, Austin Peterson. At tight end, number 8, sophomore, Easton Wedland. At running back, number 42, junior, Jacob Wall. At running back, number 25, junior, Mason Smith. On the offensive line, number 70, Jace Hintzman. He's a senior. Sophomore, number 53, Logan Hedela. Senior, number 62, Zach Learmo. Senior, number 77, Sam Ralph. And senior, number 72, Grant Cook. If there's any hesitation in our numbers today, Vikings have brand new jerseys ordered. Problem is, they did not arrive in time, so they're using last year's jerseys, which means we had to do some rapid switching of jersey numbers. So our roster is not in numeric order as we were hoping it would be. And but Jay, we're the consummate pros, and I'm counting on you, and you're going to come through.
Well, if it has to do with numbers, but yeah, we'll do our best. We promised you a couple of scores in the pregame show from last night's action. These are both Dunn St. Croix conference opponents that the Vikings will see as we go along here. Last night, the Boyceville Bulldogs thumped the Ladysmith Lumberjacks 41-6, and next week's opponent, the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, shut out Oliva Strum. Or it's the other way?
The Strum Cardinals are next week's opponent.
Oh, okay. All right. So the Oliva Strum Cardinals next week. Well, they were on the short side of a game with Glenwood City last night, 43-0.
Yeah, you had the right teams. You just had the wrong one coming here next week.
Oh, okay.
So, hey, it's first game of the season. If we hadn't made a mistake up until this point, we're doing well.
That's right.
By the way, the officials for tonight's game, the referee is Rick Prince, the umpire Jeff Prince, the line judge is Travis Logslet, the head linesman is Corey Yolitz, and the back judge is Clark Yolitz.
So those names will probably be familiar to many of you.
Yes, we kind of noticed that it's a relatively local crew.
Yep, everything's relative, but Oh, it's a nice night for football, though. Stands filling up on both sides here, and we look forward to bringing you the entire Colfax High School football season, regular season, here on NLWN2. And we hope that you'll tune in. Kickoff generally at 7:05 or 7 o'clock, somewhere in there. So we hope that you'll join us for that. And some renewed optimism. Oh, okay. Let's take a break, and we will come back. You're watching Colfax High School football on NLWN2.
From local farms to brand new startups, banking local helps create local jobs and stronger communities. At Dairy State Bank, we're proud to give back with volunteer time, financial support, and a true commitment to the people we serve. Because here, you're not just a loan application or account number. You're a person, a neighbor, and a customer who matters. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships.
Invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, August 24th, as the Blue Caps will play at a vintage baseball event in Lawton, Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, August 24th on NLWN2.
New construction in need of plumbing or older plumbing in need of repair, Logslet Plumbing is the one to call, just like these satisfied customers said.
They did all the plumbing in our new build from start to finish. They are dependable, honest, and easy to work with. They even give suggestions for products that are great quality but inexpensive. We put all our trust in Logslet Plumbing, and they did not disappoint.
A highly skilled plumber, I definitely recommend contacting Logslet Plumbing for any and all your plumbing needs.
So give Logslet Plumbing a call at 715-556-1673 and let Logslet Plumbing get your project flowing.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Welcome back to Colfax, the 2026 football opener, coming your way here from the Lee Bjorkquist Athletic Facility here on NLWN2. And we will have the starting lineups and the introduction of our starting lineups and the national anthem. And we will turn it over now to the public address announcer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets dragged back the conqueror's singing.
Welcome to LP Burgess Stadium, Week 1 of WIA High School Football. Tonight's matchup features the Beavers from Augusta and your Colfax Vikings. Introducing the Augusta Beavers. And for the Colfax Vikings, number 2, for Augusta, number 2, Owen Lee. Number 3, Miko Evans. Number 11, Katie Strong. Number 12, Lucas Berry.
You might have to hang on to it.
Number 21, Ethan Atchison. Number 24, Dylan Dirks. Number 51, Josh Shaw. Number 61, Mason Rice. Number 70, Riley Nicholson. Number 72, Rex Keating. Number 74, Chase Price. And the entire team of your Colfax Vikings.
And the Colfax Vikings introduced as a team, as you just saw, and Rick ran down the offensive starters a little bit earlier, so we are close to getting underway. The Colfax Vikings are in red jerseys and helmets trimmed in white and white pants, white numerals. The Augusta Beavers are in white jerseys with black numerals, trim and pants and helmets.
Hopefully, the Vikings will have their new jerseys. I don't know if they will be in red or they're featuring a lot of black this year. And so I don't know if they're going to be black jerseys with red trim or if they're going to be red jerseys with some black trim. I don't know. They do have the new logos on the side of the helmet. Those look pretty sharp.
Tune in next week to find out.
Yes. Well, we're in mid-season form already, Jay. None of the three of us saw who won the coin toss, but at any rate, the Augusta Beavers will be kicking to the Vikings.
And deep to receive are Cole Parzik and Austin Peterson for the Vikings. And the kick comes up a little bit short, and Parzik will pick it up over on the far sidelines, and he is run out of bounds at about the Colfax 32-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will have their first offensive drive begin for 2026. And so leading the Vikings on offense is Grant DeMole, a 6'1" sophomore. Single wideouts. DeMole with backs in an eye and goes to the deep back and a big run up the middle.
That's an 11-yard pickup
For Jacob Wall. Off to a great start. Number 42 carries it to the 42. Coming wide to the near side, Parzik. Mo checks the line. DeMo. And again to Wall. He's going to come on the near side this time. And he'll push the ball up to about the 43-yard line. for a pickup of a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Colfax Vikings. 11-11 remain here in the first quarter. We are just underway. Now Wall is the lone setback. DeMoe in the pistol. Back to Wall. Wall gets a few blocks, stretches out to the 46-yard line, but there's a penalty flag on the play, and it looks like that's going to be a hold against the Vikings. As all the clapping is coming from the far side. So that will bring up 2nd down. And about 7.
No, it's more than that. 17.
17, sorry. Wrong post. DeMoe takes the snap, looks downfield, sends it down to the far side, looking, and it's caught by Easton Wendland.
No, that's Austin Peterson.
Austin Peterson, okay. Peterson is down to the 34-yard line of Augusta, and that's first down for the Vikings. Moving the ball well here on their first drive. With a little bit of pass tossed into with the run. Now Parzik's going to join the trio receivers over on the far side. DeMoe just has Jacob Wall in the backfield. They're coming in quick. Wall gets it, drives right over the lineman, and pushes the ball down to about the 32.
By going over the top of the lineman that time, he actually picked up a couple of extra yards because no part of him touched the ground until he fell off the guy.
So 2nd down and 8 for Colfax. Ball's on the 32-yard line of Augusta. Approaching 10 minutes left to go here in the first. Peterson wide out on the far side and Parzik on the near side. DeMoe checks things over. From the pistol, drops back, a rush, and throws a short pass out to Jacob Wall. Wall free, he's at the 20, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Owen Lee of the Augusta Beavers, but a first down for Colfax inside the red zone, just inside the 20. We'll say the 19, 1st and 10. Same set. Wall this time is off to the right of DeMoe. In the slot is Mason Smith. On the left side, DeMoe looks over again, and that's Peterson. Peterson grabs it and is rolled down over on the far side by Nathan Atchison. He's a senior linebacker for the Beavers. That will bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 3. And we have a timeout on the field called by Augusta. No score. 9 minutes to go first quarter. No score between Colfax and Augusta. You're watching it on NLWN 2.
Vikings, hear us roar. Colfax pride, we're ready to soar.
NLWN 2 is excited to bring you Colfax Viking football. Our next broadcast will be on Friday, August 28th, when the Colfax Vikings host the Elevastrom Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview.
We've got nothing to hide.
That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 28th on NLWN 2.
Excellent opening drive here by the Vikings. They're down to the Augusta 12.
Grant DeMoe is 3 for 3 through the air. I hope I didn't just jinx him. 59 yards. That's something we didn't see a lot from the Vikings last year.
We'll call it encouragement. 2nd down and 3. Ball is on the 12-yard line of Augusta. Same set with the wideouts. Backs in an eye. DeMo. Long count, takes the snap. Gives it to Jacob Wall. And they, Augusta Beavers had that one figured out. He's stopped back at the 16. So 3rd and 7 for the Colfax Vikings. We're just underway in the first quarter. And the Vikings hoping to finish this off with points on the board here to get things going early. 2 wideouts near side. DeMo takes the snap. DeMo looking, falling down, throws it, and it was awfully close to Nathan Atchison, but there's a penalty marker thrown over that way.
Way over in the far corner. And it's a pass interference call.
Big one.
Well, we have 2 markers over there. Let's see what Rick Prince says. He does call pass interference, and that's going to be a 1st and goal at the 8.
And this time the trio of wideouts split to the near side for the Vikings. DeMo looks around. DeMo pitches it right back to Wall. Wall wide open. Touchdown Vikings, but a penalty flag thrown at the 6-yard line.
And Dan says he saw a hold. That one's coming back.
Yeah. So Leo Bement was held by Cole Parzik over on that side, on the near side. And it's holding against the Vikings, and it's going to wipe that out. And then some. Ball goes back to the 18. 19-yard line.
That's pretty clearly the 18. But 1st and goal from the 18's a long ways.
It is. Pair of wideouts split on the near side. DeMo has Wall in the backfield. Quick look over across the middle, and it is caught by Cole Parsig.
At the 5.
So they got half of it back or more. And we have an officials timeout.
Oh, we have Owen Lee slow getting up. He's going to have to go out for a play.
And the offense being sent back in there. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line. Inside 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Vikings driving since the opening kickoff. Austin Peterson goes wide to the far side. In tight Cole Parzik on the near side. Wall and Smith in the backfield.
Smith rocked forward on the first clap, and that's going to cost the Vikings 5 yards.
Oh. Well, the early season mistakes. So that puts the ball back on about the 11. 2nd and goal. 7.5 minutes to go in the first. Colfax Vikings hosting the Augusta Beavers. Peterson heads toward the far side but comes over on the near side. He'll go wide and delay a game against the Vikings. So that's going to set him back yet another 5 yards. We'll put the ball back at the 16-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 16.
That's Tougher than first and goal from the 18.
Yeah. Same set. DeMoe takes the snap, and we've got penalty flags flying again. And this
Another
time,
false start.
Yep. So we'll go back another 5, and if my math serves me, back to the 21. Second
15
and
straight
goal.
yards in penalties without getting a playoff.
DeMoe takes the snap, looks, throws it toward the end zone, jump ball for it, and nobody got it. Incomplete. That was intended for Peterson. But Nathan Atchison, and I believe it was Leo Bement on the coverage there, and it's now third and goal at the 21. Parzak and Peterson split on the right side this time. Wall is the only back, and DeMoe ends up getting sacked back at the 29-yard line. And that was courtesy of Rex Kading. And it is going to be fourth down
They spotted
and 28.
on the 28.
Yep. So a decent opening drive snuffed out by penalties and a sack.
It's 4-down territory, I do believe. This is a long ways to go.
And timeout called by the Vikings. 5:56 remaining. First quarter, no score between the Colfax Vikings and the Augusta Beavers, and you're watching Viking football on NLWN 2.
Hello, Fiends. I will be happy to be your guide on NLWN TV and NLWN2's Halloween Spooktacular for 2026, where we will bring you some of the finest in Halloween-themed old-time radio programs from the golden days of radio. We will enjoy a visit to the Aldrich family, followed by that couple on Wistful Vista Lane with Fibber McGee and Molly. Then we'll hear from our favorite English teacher, our Miss Brooks, and wrap things up with an adventure with Sam Spade Detective. That's Halloween night beginning at 7 p.m. on both NLWN TV and NLWN 2.
Welcome back. Fourth and goal at the 28. Yeah,
Wiceville?
I think so. It's right down there anyway. Shuffling across the line is Smith. And DeMoe throws, finds. That is Peterson. But he is well short. He stopped at about the...
No, that was Easton Wedland.
Wedland, okay.
You had Wedland right that time. At the 16.
So that's where the Augusta Beavers will start on offense here in the first quarter. 5:50 remaining. And the quarterback, James Shong, is up under center. Hands it to the first back. He'll go off left tackle. And stopped up pretty quick by the Vikings. That's Dylan Dirks. Listed on the Beavers roster as a wingback. Ball on the 20. Second and 7. Wide out on the near side is Leo Bement. Shong. Again, hands off to a back. Trying the right side this time. That's Nathan Atchison that time. And he gets one.
right on the 20. Or at least the tail ball's on the 20.
Yeah. Bement comes out to the near side. Shong takes the snap, drops back, throws, looking for Bement, who cut the other way. Ball falls fairly harmlessly to the turf, and it's 3rd or 4th and 6. Back on the 21-yard line. And back to punt. Shong. And penalty marker. And it's a legal procedure against Augusta, so that's going to push them back 5 more yards. So they'll be punting from the 16. Shong, the quarterback, also the punter. Bement lined up with Axton Call on the near side for Colfax, brings in a high snap, and that one it gets partially blocked. Yeah, and that's going to bounce backward. And that's going to be a nice start for the Colfax Vikings to kind of wipe out the end of the last drive. So 4:22 to go, a partially blocked punt puts the Vikings inside, well inside the red zone. Ball is on the 6. Vikings come up to the line of scrimmage. Trips right. And the pitch goes back to Wall. And Wall will get it across just inside the 5. So it'll pick up. Yeah, they're going to.
Looks to me like the ball is, tail of the ball is right on the 5. So we got a yard.
So 2nd and goal at the 5. Wideouts, 3 of them split to the near side. And DeMoe keeps it and
broken
ends up,
play, I think.
Yeah.
He was looking to hand it to somebody who wasn't there.
Nathan Atchison was back there to tackle DeMoe. And it's now going to be 3rd and goal at the 9. So a loss of 3 on the play. 3:20 left to go. And the Viking fans trying to hurry up the team here as time is running out. Backs are split, or wideout split, sorry. And DeMoe gets rid of it, and the pass falls short of Mason Smith. And that'll bring up 4th and 9 with exactly 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 4th and goal at the 9.
Yeah, they did not pick up the blitzing linebacker that time, who buried his shoulder pads into DeMoe's belly just as he was getting rid of the ball.
Paxson and I to the right of DeMoe. DeMoe throws toward the end zone. Jump ball, touchdown! Peterson from DeMoe.
So the Vikings put their first points of the season on the board. To attempt the extra point is Sam Ralph.
And here we go. Ball set down. Kick is low, but it does not get there.
It went under the crossbar.
And so 2:54 remains in quarter number one, and the Vikings have their first lead of the season. It's 6-0 over the Augusta Beavers. You're watching it on NLWN2.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
And the Chippewa Valley Museum wants to remind you that you still have time to visit the exhibit, The U.S. at 250. Now, this exhibit invites visitors to consider how objects, some common and some maybe not so common, connect us all from coast to coast. It also allows guests to think more deeply about the great American experiment. For more information, call the museum at 715-834-7871. Jay, you be ready to catch one of those T-shirts they're shooting up here.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting all the way to the back row if they're not going over the roof. One in the tennis court.
Or the pickleball court. Now they're coming over this way.
All right, so...
And there you go, Dan. Nope, a little short of you.
Like having to watch baseball at a Cavs game. And fielding the kickoff is Leo de Bement. He heads over to the west side or the far side, and he will be brought down by a host of Vikings at the 36. 2:47 remaining here in quarter number one. Colfax leads Augusta 6-0. The quarterback, James Shong, he is a junior, leads his team up to the line. Back split, hands it to the first back, and the Vikings have that. Smelled out well.
He might have got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, possibly. I believe it was Nathan Atchison they picked up out of the pile. He got 1, 2nd and 9. Bement out to the near side. Back split behind Shong for Augusta. And the pitch goes back to Owen Lee. Lee coming around to the near side, tackled at the 40-yard line.
Owen Lee is a name that you may have heard a few times through the summer when we did Eau Claire Cavalier baseball, because Owen Lee played for the Augusta Athletics and played fairly well for the Athletics. Makes me think about those great hot dogs they have down there in Augusta.
Third down, handoff this time goes to Owen Lee, and he ends up stopped for no gain. In fact, they may have pushed him back a little bit, and it'll bring up fourth down. And about 7, it looks like. 1:18 left to go in the first. Colfax has a lead, 6-0. And Augusta going for it. Or no, let's see. Shong back to punt. And again, I think might have got a hand on that one, but it was a short punt. It's going to take an Augusta bounce and roll dead back at the 34-yard line. So Colfax will start there. Back deep to receive it was Austin Peterson. And so the Vikings will have one more try here to add to their points. 52 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
That's about the 34-yard line for the Vikings.
Parzik comes to the near side. Peterson to the far side. Grant DeMoe in the pistol. Handed off to Wall. Wall sweeping around the right side, breaks free to the 40, 45, 50, and he is pushed out of bounds in Beavers territory. Nope, just inside Colfax territory.
They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 49. But still a 15-yard pickup.
Vikings up to the line on first down. 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter. DeMoe waiting for the snap at about the 45 and hands it off to Wall. Lots of running room, makes a cut. He's down to the 20, the 10, gets away. Touchdown, Jacob Wall.
52-yard run for Jacob Wall. And there was a hole that, Jay, I think I could have run through that hole. And I'm old.
They made him a lot of space there, and he's been evading tacklers.
And he broke a couple tackles in the secondary as well. He's a load once he gets going.
And now we will have flying T-shirts and a 2-point attempt. Wall breaks up the middle, and they stop him just short. 34.4 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Colfax 12, Augusta nothing. You're watching NLWN TV.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Welcome back. T-shirts continue to fly. And the Vikings are putting points on the board. 12-0 they lead the Augusta Beavers.
That was a 66-yard drive in 2 plays for the Vikings.
And out come the Vikings to kick off the ball. Sun setting on a nice summer night in Colfax.
Ethan Schindler to kick off for the Vikings.
And ball kicked off to the 24-yard line. And it's taken by Lee, who will bring it up to about the 37, 38-yard line.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be on the 38.
Officiating crew, very efficient getting the ball out there and ready to start again. 29 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Colfax 12, Augusta 0. Shong, shotgun, pass over on the far side. Ball is knocked away. That pass knocked down by Peterson.
Easton Woodland got a paw on that and knocked it out of bounds. .8 seconds.
Second down and 10 for the Beavers. Lee and Bement out on the near side. Xiong from the gun is going to try to keep it himself. And there was really not much room for him to run at all.
He lost a yard.
And he ran straight into Grant Cook. And that's not going to help your cause either. So the Beavers let time expire, and we will go to the second quarter. At the end of the first, it's Colfax 12, Augusta nothing. You're watching Colfax Vikings football on NLWN 2.
Remember, we always keep an eye on our debris burn until it's completely out.
Mom! Always keep an eye on our debris burn until it's completely out.
That's right. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
He-Man might have a sword that gives him magical powers and super strength. And a group of hero friends that have his back.
Every step of the way.
But being a hero starts with making the right choices when they matter most. Be the hero of your own story by looking out for your friends. If you see them buzzed or high, don't let them drive. It could help save a life. We all have the power to make a difference.
As we start the second quarter, we're switching directions. So the Augusta Beavers, still in white jerseys, black pants, are going to be moving from right to left as you look on here at the Bierquist Athletic Complex.
Yeah, you said switching directions, nothing about switching uniforms.
Right. Right. Owen Lee out on the far side, along with Brogan Bethke, a freshman now in the slot over on the far side. Xiong looking, throws up the middle, and it was out to Owen Lee, and it was beyond his reach at about the 30-yard line. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And there's a penalty marker in the backfield. First game of the season, a little laundry on the field, something you see.
Yeah. And it'll be illegal procedure on the Beavers.
Yeah, the Vikings declined the penalty.
Would rather have 4th and 11 instead. And Xiong back at about the 27. The Vikings have been getting in there on that ball on punts. Augusta gets away from it, and they'll stop it at the 44-yard line as it was taking a Colfax bounce there. And so we'll see the Viking offense back on the field with a 12-0 lead, 11:44 to go in the second.
Vikings absolutely dominated that first half, both in the air and on the ground.
Owen Beekner is now on the near side for the Vikings. Grant DeMoe in the pistol and gets a short snap, and we're going to have a legal procedure on the Vikings.
And that one is pretty much on the center because both the wide receiver on the far side and DeMoe took a step expecting the ball to be snapped, and it was a whole count late with the snap.
So ball moved back 5 to the Colfax 39. Parzak out on the wide on the far side. Mason Smith in on the slot. DeMoe takes the snap. It's going to roll to his left, has some time, lets it fly, and it's caught by Mason Smith. And Smith.
Right at the 50.
Yep. And so got about half of it made up. And we have another penalty marker. And ineligible receiver downfield. Yep. So another gain wiped out by penalties.
Puts it back on the 34. Makes it 1st and 20.
And so DeMoe takes a quick snap. And that one given this time to Wendland. And Wendland gets the ball pretty close to where they had it last time. It'll be resting at the 48. It'll be
a 14-yard gain.
6.
Yeah, 2nd and 6.
DeMoe fires to the short side this time through the fingertips of Easton Wedland this time. 3rd and 6. 10:48 remains here in the first half.
He threw that ball through a lot of traffic that time. I think it was Cole Parzik that actually was closest to receiving it. But it zipped through his hands, and I think he only saw it at the last second.
DeMoe takes the snap. Hand it off to, I think that's Wendland. So it'll be 4th down and 6.
No, it's not 4th and 6. Whoever on the PA is not doing his math.
4th and 8.
4th down and 8, yes. Vikings in punt formation.
Long count. Chase Albrecht ends up punting it out of bounds. It goes out at the 39-yard line. So that's where the Augusta Beavers will start their first drive of the second quarter. Trailing the Colfax Vikings by a score of 12-0. Next week, the opponent for the Vikings are the Olivestrom Cardinals. They were shut out by Glenwood City last night, 43-0. And you can see that game right here on NLWN 2 next week. Or better yet, come on down and see it in person. Ball pitched back to Nathan Atchison, and the ball looked like it got loose, but he managed to bring it on in. First guy there was Cole Parzik for the Vikings.
Got to the 41, gain of 2.
Colfax 12-0 lead over the Augusta Beavers. Beavers break the huddle. Piment over on the far side. Broken Bethke appearing to be on the near side. And they throw it right over the middle there. And on the coverage for the Vikings, Axton Call. Right there, that flew right over the top of him.
And he delivered one heck of a hit that time. Separating the man from the ball.
Third down and 8. For the Beavers, 9:12 to go, second quarter. Lee and Bement go to the far side this time. Lucas Berry sophomore wide receiver on the near side. Shong throws out in the flat, goes through the fingertips of Owen Lee, and nearly picked up by Axton Call over there.
And he was doing the right thing by picking it up, and he actually was heading toward the end zone, because if that would have been a backward pass, that's a free ball.
So 4th down and 8. Now Shong reverts to the punting position. Gets a good snap, a big rush, that's blocked, and it's picked up by Ethan Schindler. He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings! So Ethan Schindler returns that 41 yards is where the line of scrimmage was. And the Vikings lead 18-0 with about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
You know, we've been saying they've been getting closer and closer on all those, and they got a finger on one earlier, and
the handoff goes to Jacob Wall, and he was smothered back at the 5-yard line. So but the Vikings continue their shutout, 18-0 over the Augusta Beavers. 9:01 to go second quarter. We'll be back on NLWN 2.
I want to give a shout out to Jane Sonntag. She says, football is back. Thanks for the broadcast. It's our pleasure, Jane. And as you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to give us a shout out as well. We'll give you one right back.
And a short end-over-end kickoff taken at the 25-yard line by Owen Lee. Twists and turns and ends up pushed out of bounds in front of or into the Colfax bench.
And they're going to put it on the 41?
40, yeah, looks...
That's where the official has his foot.
Yeah.
Well, they're right back where they started from. That's where they were when the Vikings came through and blocked the punt.
Shong with split backs. And stopped by the Vikings for no gain. And so Lucas Berry coming out. James Shong? No. Shong up under center. Split backs. Pitch goes back to Nathan Atchison. Atchison nearly spread out on his back, and they're going to say that he got up to the 46-yard line.
Gain of 5. 3rd and 5.
Colfax Vikings football 2026 throughout the season, regular season here on NLWN 2. Vikings leading 18-0 over Augusta in their opener. Shong pitches the ball back to Owen Lee. And we have penalty markers flying in toward the pile at midfield.
There's a hold being called.
And it's holding, yep, against Augusta. So that'll push the ball back 10 yards, and it will be 3rd and 14 at about the 36. 36.
Yeah, it should be 3rd and 15, actually, but somebody needs to brush up. School needs to get back in session so that math skills can come back.
Shong finds Dylan Dirks, and Dirks gets up to midfield and beyond.
Should be a first down.
Yeah, first down Beavers on the Colfax 48.
He needed 15. He got 16.
Approaching 7 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Colfax 18, Augusta 0. Bement on the far side, Lucas Berry on the near side. And Shong kept it and is going to be stopped for no gain, it looks like.
Maybe a yard?
Yard. They'll give him a yard forward progress.
Augusta's running a lot of read option plays where Shong puts the ball in the belly of the running back and will decide to pull it out or hand it off based on what the defense is giving him, and he's discovering they're not giving him anything.
Ball flipped back to Owen Lee, and Lee gets into the center of the field and is upended down at about the 36-yard line of Colfax, but there's a penalty flag back at the 47.
And it's going to be against Augusta.
Holding on the Beavers. About 6 minutes left here in the first half. Jay Fall here, Rick Olson on the color and stats, Dan Petcha on the computer directing things, and Michael Christensen catching all the action on the camera. We're at Colfax High School. We'll be back here again next week when the Oliva Strum Cardinals come to town. Single wide out, split backs. Shong, three-step drop, fires over the middle, through the hands of Dylan Dirks, the wingback. Incomplete. 3rd and 21 for Augusta. Both teams trying to get the early season kinks out. The Vikings took care of that quite a bit earlier than Augusta has so far. Shong, big drop back, throws it to Owen Lee on the screen, and Lee is stopped at about, it looks like he sat on about the 49-yard line.
And there's more laundry on the field over on the far sideline.
Yeah. And that's
illegal shift.
Yeah. Penalty is declined. That will bring up 4th down, and about 13. 5:34 to go here in the second quarter. Shong is going to await the punt snap back at the 36-yard line. Gets a good one. End over end punt, and that is going to take an Augusta bounce all the way down to the 13-yard line.
And there's more laundry on the field. And this could be really too bad, because although they are talking to Augusta, so maybe it's against the Vikings.
Well, they pointed to Augusta. I think the referee pointed that way, so let's see.
So it's illegal procedure against Augusta. That was a dandy punt, including the roll.
Yeah.
And now he's got to do it all over again.
Shong trying to put a lot more space in between him and the Vikings special teams. If they have been in there, including blocking that last punt of Augusta's and taking it in 41 yards for a touchdown. That snap high, and Colfax got back there again. That punt is going to be much shorter. Does take a Augusta bounce and rolls dead at the the Colfax 40. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. 5 minutes to go. Second quarter. Colfax 18, Augusta nothing. And Augusta taking a little bit of time getting out on the field here. Austin Peterson wide out on the near side, and then kind of doing that side shuffle down the line is Mason Mason Smith, and he was the one the pass was intended for, and it fell short, incomplete. Second down and 10. A few ticks inside, 5 minutes left. First half. Parsick and Peterson on the near side. And we've
lots
got
of laundry.
Lots of penalty flags, yep. And out to the 43-yard line.
Of Augusta.
Yep.
But it's a hold against the Vikings.
I believe Mason Smith carried it that far.
No, it was Wall.
Oh.
So that wipes out a nice run by Jacob Wall.
Holding Vikings. Going to replay.
2nd and 20.
2nd and 20.
From the 30.
Demo. Back to
Wall
Wall.
again.
Wall finds a hole. He's up to the 40, tucks his head, and somersaults down to about the 45, or up to the 45.
They're going to put it on the 44, I believe.
3rd and 5 for Colfax. So that was a very quick way to get it back.
Yeah, the PA said 3rd and 5, but it's really 3rd and 6. Scoreboard has it right.
Pair of wideouts each side, thrown over to the far side. That goes over to Parsick. Parsick free. He's out to the 30 and is rolled down at the 23-yard line. Nathan Atchison on the touchdown saving tackle. And a big gain for the Vikings. So 1st and 10, ball on the 23 of Augusta. Grant DeMoe with Wall next to him. Fires over the middle to Austin Peterson. Peterson makes a cut free. Touchdown, Vikings. Score now 24-0. We have 3:24 left to go here in quarter number 2. And we'll make another attempt for a 2-point conversion. DeMoe up under center. DeMoe throws toward the corner, and getting there for the 2-point conversion is Peterson. $3:24 remains here in the second quarter. And it is Colfax 26, Augusta nothing. You're watching it on NLWN 2.
My relationship with my dad, I've had many male figures in my life, but there's only been one that has taught me that it's okay to be silly, it's okay to feel small, it's okay to admit you need help. And with anything, I can always go to my dad.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
We are taught you don't talk about your problems with nobody because you could get in trouble. And I've been through a lot. Anxiety, depression, sexual assault. When I decided to get help, my life changed. And the mental health box, that was one of the big tools. Accepting help means that we're allowing somebody to bless our life. It's freeing. We got stronger together. Love your mind.
Colfax 26, Augusta 0. 3:24 to go, second quarter.
We were just talking off the air a minute ago that we've seen games like this, but the Vikings had been on the other side of the score in games like this, and this has got to do a lot for the confidence of young Viking players, as Coach Panko said during the coach's corner, that the biggest thing they have to do to turn things around is believe in themselves, and this has got to help that cause.
Big. So the Vikings ready to kick the ball again to the Beavers. Next week, Leva Strum's Cardinals are in town.
Also, don't forget to join us on Monday right here on NLWN2 as we bring you vintage baseball featuring the Menominee Blue Caps. The Blue Caps will be playing in a vintage baseball event from Lawton, Wisconsin, and our coverage will begin at 7 o'clock on the 24th.
Kick taken by Owen Lee. Gets up to the 30 and across the 30-yard line before he is dragged down at the ankles by Chase Ulbrich. So the Beavers at their own 31-yard line. First and 10. 3:19 to go. First half. Lucas Berry on the near side, wide out. Bement over on the far side. And Atchison carries up to about the 33, gain of 2, 3 minutes to go. First half. Viking defense swarming to the ball. when Augusta's on offense and punting. Wow. Shong takes a high snap, throws one to the near side. Closest one there was Colfax's Axton Call. Pass was intended for Brogan Bethke. Bethke's a freshman. 2:40 left to go. Second quarter, 3rd down and 8 for the Augusta Beavers. Beavers up to the line. One back. Shong looks to throw over the middle, and we're going to have a penalty.
We're going to get pass interference called against the Vikings, and he's going, what I do? Axton Call is going to get called for it.
That pass was intended for Owen Lee over on the far side. Pass interference, Colfax. And they march the ball off against Colfax for the Augusta Beavers. And it gets them very close to midfield. 48-yard line, 1st and 10. 2:34 left to go here in quarter number 2. Pitch goes back to Nathan Atchison. Atchison gets into Colfax territory, but not very far. Mason Smith and Jeremiah York were there to stop him. Ball is on the 49 of Colfax.
That's a gain of 3.
Augusta trying to wipe the goose egg off the scoreboard as we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half. Bement out to the far side. Berry on the near side. High snap to Shong. Shong, a wobbly pass out to Lucas Berry. He caught it, but Axton Call set him on the ground at the 46. So they only got about halfway to where they needed to go. Time continuing to tick away. 1.5 minutes to go. Second quarter. Berry comes off the field. Bement and Bethke over on the far side. Now Bethke comes to the near side. Shong at midfield has to get one hand on the snap and gets it over to Leo Bement, and it falls through his hands. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 4.
Another job very well done by Axton Call that time, separating the man from the ball.
Call has been one of those men that have been where the ball is. That's been a big help for the Viking defense tonight. 1:04 left to go in the second quarter. Lee and Bement to the far side. On the near side is Berry. A high snap again, and that one ended up on the ground, and we've got penalty flags flying.
And it's got to be a false starter. They would not have stopped the play.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So it'll be a false start on Augusta. And that will be walked off against the Beavers. Puts the ball back on the Augusta side, 49-yard line, and it'll bring up 4th and about 10. Exactly a minute left in the second quarter. Colfax Vikings 26, Augusta Beavers 0. A dominating first half by the Colfax Vikings on both sides of the ball. Chong has had to pull in a lot of high snaps from his center tonight. That one a good one. And they're coming in hard. They hit him, and he throws as he...
and that was a clean hit.
Yep. Chong, I think, was stacked up by Mason Smith and others. And the Vikings are going to take over on the Augusta 49. Just inside a minute left here in quarter number 2. Sophomore Grant DeMoe, the quarterback. 3-step drop, has time, fires it over the middle, caught by Mason Smith. Smith makes a cut down to the 40-yard line and down to the 37-yard line. First down, Vikings. Colfax quickly up to the line of scrimmage. 47 seconds to go here in the first half. DeMoe rolling right. Running out of time. He's going to throw it near Owen Beekner. It falls harmlessly to the ground. Sorry, that's Austin Peterson. 35.9 seconds to go, second quarter. With time stopped, Colfax will have a little bit of more time to pull a play together.
I think they'd like to try to put another tally on the board before halftime.
DeMoe takes the snap. He's being pursued, and he's sacked back at the 43-yard line. And it's timeout Colfax. 29.7 seconds to go, second quarter. You're watching Colfax Vikings football on NLWN 2.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Yes. I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not going to admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Just under a half a minute to go here in the first half. It's 3rd down and 15 for the Vikings. Back on the 42-yard line. And the ball bounced around a lot in the hands of Austin Peterson, and it finally went to the ground. Incomplete. 4th down, 24.8 seconds to go. Second quarter, Colfax 26, Augusta 0.
It's a situation where you'd probably leave your offense on the field because with just under 25 seconds to go, if you don't get the first down, that's a pretty tough task with 25 seconds for Augusta to try to go down and score. And you're on their side of the field. Good chance to maybe continue a drive.
And we've got flags flying.
And that's going to make it 5 yards more difficult.
And that's a false start for the Vikings. So the ball goes back to the 47 of Augusta. Vikings break the huddle. Peterson is out on the near side wide. And ball fired over the middle, and it is caught on and headed to the end zone.
Easton Wetland
For the Vikings, touchdown. 47-yarder.
(32-0). Vikings on top as they're going to try and tack on two more. You know, I didn't look at it though, Jay, but I'm not sure we scored this many points all of last season.
And thrown to the corner and incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails, but the Vikings have a 32-0 lead over the Augusta Beavers. You're watching it on NLWN 2.
Gerald the Fish. What about like Joaquin Bartholomew?
Joaquin Bartholomew.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya. Joaquin Bartholomew. What? How did you think of that?
I have no idea. Since we gave him that title, he should honestly be the king of the pond.
King of the pond.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere.
For real.
You want this one?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
All right.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine CAT scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Vikings ready to kick off again to the Augusta Beavers. Nice strong kick. It's taken by Owen Lee. Gets out to the 30, the 40. He gets down the sideline, but he is run out, I think, back around the 45-yard line.
That's where they've got it marked, right on the 45.
So Augusta, a try or two to get that goose egg off the board. 8.4 seconds left, second quarter.
Owen Lee showed a burst of speed that time.
Lee and Barry wide on the near side. Shong in the pistol. Quick throw over the middle. Throws it behind Leo Biment. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
The Augusta Beavers have run way more plays this second quarter than the Vikings, but they just don't have anything to show for it.
5.3 seconds left. Second quarter.
Time for maybe 2 plays left, and that's good because that's what I have room left for on my sheet.
It's great when a plan comes together. Shong throws, finds Owen Lee. Lee gets out of bounds, and there's a half a second left.
So barring a penalty, this will fill up my second quarter play sheet.
Single wideouts this time. Shong again had to get one hand on that snap, and it falls short of Owen Lee. Time expires. And at halftime, the Colfax Vikings head into the locker room with a shutout over the Augusta Beavers. The score 32-0. Our halftime programming is next. You're watching Colfax High School Viking football on NLWN 2.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Time now for Viking Halftime with this week's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
School, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
It just feels hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org. Time now for Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. And now Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Sam Ralph, who is a senior here at Colfax High School. And Sam, we know that you play football, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I do club bowling, and then I also do throwing for track.
So when did you start playing football, and what kind of an experience have you had?
I started playing football in like second grade. I think I did a year early. I don't know why, but what was the rest of the question?
And what kind of experience have you had?
Oh, I don't know. It's my last year, so I suppose about more than pretty much anyone else other than the other seniors.
Okay, and what's the most important thing that you've learned playing football?
Make sure to move your feet. If you can't move your feet, you're gonna get
run
blown
over
up on every single play.
So when you're not playing football or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Either working, sleeping, or hanging out with friends, pretty much.
Okay, got a few signature questions for you.
Yep.
Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Pie.
What kind?
Strawberry.
Okay, all right. Burgers, brats, or hot dogs?
Burgers.
And what do you want put on that burger?
Cheese, bacon, onions, pickles, and mayo.
Okay, now what is your favorite NFL team?
Probably the Denver Broncos.
All right, and how about a favorite college team?
We'll go Purdue.
Oh, okay, a Boilermaker. All right, now if you could sit down with any football personality, be it a player, a coach, some other kind of person involved with the sport of football from any time in history, who would that be and why? I know it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Anybody that you've idolized in football?
Let me think. Michael Vick.
Okay, because he could do a lot, couldn't he? With the feet and with the arm.
Yeah, he's about my size, but he's still a quarterback, and he's pretty darn fast.
Okay. Now, if you thought that question was tough, if you could have a superpower, what would yours be and why?
We'll go super speed because I'm pretty slow right now.
Okay, because you weren't blessed with it, right?
Nope.
Okay. And, of course, if you have super speed, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Sam's superhero name?
Speedy Sam.
Speedy Sam. We're talking with Speedy Sam Ralph today on Viking Profile. How about a shout out to the family and those other people watching?
I'd like to give thanks to my dad, John Ralph, my mom, Amy Ralph, and then my brother and sister, Eli and Leah.
And how about when people come to Viking football games, remind us of what number you're going to be wearing and what position you play.
Number 68, I primarily play center and extra point kicker, but I also sub in for nose tackle.
We want to thank Sam Ralph for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next is more of Viking Halftime.
You've been tuned to Viking Profile, where we get to know one of this season's Colfax Viking players. This has been a production of NLWN 2. Now more Viking halftime entertainment.
are moments in life when we don't act based on who someone loves, where they're from, or what they believe. Because the things that make us different will never change what makes us human.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. But with a routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable. Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here? Biologically, no. Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Colfax High School. Coming out of halftime, the Colfax Vikings 32, the Augusta Beavers nothing. That in itself is an interesting number, but Rick, I bet there are many others.
Well, I have a few for you. The Vikings dominated both sides of the ball. Offensively, they've got 101 run. Let's try this again. 101 yards rushing. There we go. On 15 carries, they were led by Jacob Wall, who has 92 yards on 10 carries. That's 9.2 yards per carry. That's easy math.
Yeah.
but pretty impressive performance on the ground. And then we go to the air. And DeMoe is 11 for 16 for 211 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a good day in anybody's book. For the Augusta Beavers, Viking defense has dominated. They've carried the ball 12 times for 18 yards. That's less than 2 yards per carry. It's about 1.5 yards per carry. And through the air, they're 4 for 13 for 27 yards. So they have 45 yards of total offense compared to the Vikings' 312. And that's more yards than I think the Vikings had in any game last year for the complete game. And that's just one half.
Well, and then the special teams play, too, for the Vikings have been given the Beavers fits as far as punting goes. In fact, block punt, the first touchdown of the second quarter return for 41 yards by Ethan Schindler.
And that was touchdown. The second block punt.
Yeah.
The first time that the Beavers tried to punt, the Vikings came through and got a fingertip on it, and it wasn't a huge block, but it ended up going maybe 5 yards down the field, and then it got a Viking roll and rolled down to about the 5-yard line, setting up that first touchdown.
Yeah, the Vikings, had their struggles very early in the game. There was a string of 15 yards of 3 5-yard penalties while they were inside the red zone that shut down a great opening drive. But then they bounced back pretty quickly. A 9-yard touchdown pass from DeMoe to Peterson with the kick failing at 2:54 to go in the first. And then with about 34 seconds to go, Jacob Wall broke loose, finishing a 2-play, 66-yard drive. But the points after failed. It was 12-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then we talked about that block punt and touchdown. It was followed by a 23-yard pass from DeMoe to Peterson, and the same combination added 2 points. And then a 47-yard connection from DeMoe to Wendland. And that one, the PAT failed. So the Colfax Vikings will be kicking off to start the second half here. And that goes through the hands of Dylan Dirks. Dirks all the way back to the 5-yard line. And the Vikings get over there and drop him at the about the 16. 16, yeah.
And I think the public address announcer has this one right. He said it's on the 17. And I see the official on the near side standing on the 17.
So Augusta starting deep in their own territory here to start the second half. Vikings up 32-0. Quarterback is James Shong. He's up under center, makes the pitch back. Strung out is Owen Lee. Lee makes a cut, and now he's finally to the 30, 35.
The ball
loose. Got loose, and it was picked up by Cole Parzik.
And they're saying he was down by contact at the 36. So 19-yard carry by Lee.
Ball's at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Beavers.
That's more yards than they got all of the first half on the ground.
Shong. Handoff to the right back in that set. And that is Dylan Dirks. Dirks rolls forward for about 5. 2nd and 5. Ball on the 41-yard line. Colfax defense would like to hold here and let the offense get things going here. We're 3 points away from running time. And the jump on the right side by Colfax, but they're clapping as they were drawn off.
Chase
by
Price,
Augusta.
the left tackle for the Augusta Beavers, moved a little early.
So that's going to put the Beavers back 5 yards. Making it 2nd and 11. James Shong hands it off to Owen Lee. Lee tripped up after he gets a couple of yards off left tackle. 10 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Vikings up 32-0 over Augusta.
3rd down and 8.
Leo Bement coming out to the near side. Owen Lee out on the far side. Shong hands the ball off to the left back. And he'll go forward for a couple. Atchison carries. It'll bring up 4th and about 7. And Peterson deep for the Vikings. Shong gets a decent snap that time and gets a good punt off. And there's a fair catch called for. Ball gets loose and Augusta manages to pick it up at the 39-yard line. So new life for the Beavers. .903 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the drive continues for Augusta.
So they're at the 39 of the Vikings.
Shong up under center, back split behind him. Shong pitches it back to Owen Lee, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Lost a yard.
Ethan Schindler and company part of that for the Vikings. 2nd and 11, balls on the 40-yard line. 8:40 left to go, 3rd quarter. Beavers get the ball back on a fair catch that got loose from the Vikings. And handed off to Atchison again. Atchison up the middle, still running, and manages to get inside the Colfax 30-yard line to about the 28. And that's a 1st down for Augusta.
That's a 12-yard gain.
Brogan Bethke wide on the far side for the Beavers. Shong up under center. Handoff this time goes to Lee.
Got about a yard.
So it'll be second down and about 9. Ball in the 27 of Colfax. Seven and a half minutes left, third quarter. Clement to the near side, Lee to the far side. Shong hands it off to Atchison, and Atchison drives forward for maybe one more. Up to the 26.
Should be 3rd and 8.
Next week, the Leavestrom Cardinals come to Colfax. You can see that game right here on NLWN 2. Better yet, come see it in person. Atchison, the ball carrier.
He's close to the first down.
Yeah, and he had to get some, Vikings had to get some help there to get him. Nope, they're going to award the Beavers the first down. So ball on the 17, 1st and 10 for Augusta.
He needed 8 and got 9.
Same set, split backs. Shong keeps it and is tackled.
No, that was Lee. He handed it off to Lee.
Yep.
But back at the 20.
So Augusta going the other way. Inside 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
That was part of that read option that time. And he gave it to the back that time rather than keep it himself.
Second and 12. And short gain for Lee.
No, I think that time.
That time it was Shong.
Yeah. Again, it was the read option.
So 3rd and 12 as we're approaching 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Shong scurrying in the backfield, sack back at the 28. First two guys there for Colfax appear to be Ethan Schindler.
So I've got 4th and about 20. Scoreboard says 19. And since they don't have the middle field hash marks in, their guess is as good as mine.
Shong up under center. 4th and long. Throws a screen pass out to Lee. Lee nearly stopped once, but then he is tackled near the 20-yard line, and that will be well short of the first down. And so the Colfax Viking offense will return to the field for their first drive of the second half, leading 32-0 over the Augusta Beavers. Axton Call, saw him go in there. He's one of 3 wideouts on the near side. DeMo and the pistol will hand it off to Wall, and there's all kinds of penalty markers flying. Wall didn't get very far.
My guess is this might be a holding where that penalty came flying in. And that's what it is.
So that'll push the Vikings back 10 yards.
Puts them back on the 11 for 1st and 20.
Easton Wendland getting some stretching on his right ankle.
Actually, I think it's a cramp in the calf.
I
think they're trying to stretch it out.
And ball fired over the middle, and it is caught by Austin Peterson, and he breaks free out to the 37-yard line for a Colfax first down.
26-yard completion.
Three and a half minutes to go, third quarter. Colfax up 32-0. And it looks like they got most of that cramp out. And the pitch goes back to Schindler. Schindler around the right side, still motoring into Augusta territory, down inside or at the 45-yard line.
Penalty marker right at the line of scrimmage. Came flying in right at the beginning of the play.
And that looks like an illegal motion against the Vikings. So it's coming back at 3:06 to go here in the third quarter.
So it makes it 1st and 15.
Peterson and Call over on the far side. Now Mason Smith doing that little shuffle. And the pitch goes back.
I think it was Wedland, but I'm not positive. Yes, Wedland.
Picks up 5 to the 37.
Actually, they're going to give him 6 because it's about a yard beyond the marker. Unless they just didn't want to share the same space.
Which I don't think they get a choice of that, but you know. Yeah, that's right. Oh, stop on that play, Josh Shong. And he was kind of up around the neck of Ethan Schindler. Schindler, stop for no gain. So it's 3rd down and 9. We're inside 2 minutes to go in the third. Caleb Bushy, a freshman quarterback, is throwing along the Viking sidelines. And the pass goes quickly out to Smith. Smith down the near side. And we got a penalty flag.
There's going to be a face mask on this play.
And Smith is coming up hobbling. He goes right to and takes a seat at midfield.
So that'll be tacked on at the end of the play. And
personal foul face mask.
They
Let's
got down
tack
to
it
the
on 15.
41.
Yep. First and 10 off a big penalty against Augusta. Down to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, Vikings. Austin Call is wide out on the near side along with Cole Parsick. Back to DeMoe. DeMoe running out of room, gets out of the pocket, throws it over the top of the official, out of bounds, incomplete.
Penalty marker came in. It's probably a hold, and that's what he shows.
1 minute to go, third quarter. Vikings up 32-0 over the Augusta Beavers. Holding on the Vikings. Walked off back to the 37 of Augusta. Jay Fall, Rick Olson, Dan Petchow, our director on the computer, and Michael Christensen capturing the action on the camera. Now Chase Albrecht is doing that little shuffle. And a nice handoff goes out to Ethan Schindler. Breaks free. He's free. 10.
That's Easton Wedland on the touchdown run. Oh, no, you're right. My mistake. I should listen to you more often, Jay.
Ethan Schindler takes that one in. And now the Vikings to attempt the points after. And we're going to, looks like, a kick attempt. And Schindler's going to try to do all of the points here. And the snap gets fumbled, and that fails. So 38 for the Colfax Vikings, 0 for Augusta. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. And when we come back, we'll have running time. You're watching it on NLWN 2.
Bridges of tomorrow standing proud and tall for pedestrians and bicycles welcoming home. Snowmobiles racing under the winter's bright sky. Anderson Bridges, where dreams never die. Family owned, with a heart that's sincere. Building pathways to the future, year after year.
Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas, is your destination for your next fishing or hunting adventure. With 20 rooms available including condos and RV spots, Sunset House Motel and RV Park is the place where outdoor sports people stay when they're looking for fishing and hunting adventure. Sunset House Motel and RV Park is located only a few blocks from the dock and is within walking distance to all the local restaurants. Call them at 956-944-2182 to book your stay. That's Sunset House Motel and RV Park in Port Mansfield, Texas.
Colfax 38, Augusta 0. 38.1 seconds to go in the third. And Ethan Schindler tees it up for the kickoff. And I think we're going to be checking the roster a lot here now. Probably on both sides. Schindler, his kick falls at the 25-yard line, and it bounces up, and it's brought up by Dylan Dirks. Dirks gets it up to the Augusta 34-yard line.
And we are in running time.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember if it didn't start till the fourth quarter, but evidently it's in the second half.
Yes.
And I don't think we're going to get another play.
No. So about 5 seconds to go, and both teams going to let this clock run to the quarter break. At the end of 3 quarters of play, it is Colfax, the Vikings 38, the Augusta Beavers 0. You're watching it on NLWN 2.
From local farms to brand new startups, banking local helps create local jobs and stronger communities. At Dairy State Bank, we're proud to give back with volunteer time, financial support, and a true commitment to the people we serve. Because here, you're not just a loan application or account number. You're a person, a neighbor, and a customer who matters. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships.
Get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley at the Chippewa Valley Museum. Located in Eau Claire's Carson Park, with a mission of connecting people to their community and inspire curiosity. From reinventing the Chippewa Valley, a century of change in farm life, the Farmhouse Theater, along with the Wisconsin Logging Museum and Logging Camp. Also, the Chippewa Valley Museum features special temporary exhibits and traveling exhibits, as well as web exhibits. The Chippewa Valley Museum is open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Call for more information at 715-834-7871.
As we head to the fourth quarter, the Chippewa Valley Museum wants to remind you that you still have time to visit the exhibit, The U.S. at 250. This exhibit invites visitors to consider how objects, some are common, some are not quite so common. They connect us from coast to coast. Call the museum at 715-834-7871, Jay.
Start of the fourth quarter. Shong still at quarterback, tosses one out there and gets it way out in front of Owen Lee. On the coverage for the Vikings was Axton Call. And so since the point difference is 35 or more in the second half, we are in running time, fourth quarter. 11 and a half minutes to go.
We are downrange for more T-shirts.
I would guess that has less of a sting than baseball does.
Well, we're about to get footballs, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a whole new ball game there. So up to the 35-yard line for the Beavers. They pick up one. It's 3rd down and 9. And I wonder how many the Colfax custodial crew will have to take off the roof of the press box.
Yeah.
I think another one landed there.
I think that was a football, though, so it might have rolled off.
Shong up under center, split backs. Looking, and he gets swamped right away. Back to the 29-yard line. Grant Cook. First man back there for the Vikings. It's going to be 4th and 15. Augusta back at the 29-yard line.
You know, they keep doing that. There might be some in the bed of my truck by the time I go out.
Oh, there we go. Good snap. Punt. Will bounce at midfield, and it is the punt surrounded by Augusta Beavers and down at the 40-yard line. That's where Colfax is going to start. 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line, and let's see. Let's look at the numbers here.
I do believe Caleb Bushy is going in at quarterback.
So he would be number 12. Cole Parzik just came off. And yes,
Colton
Caleb
Svee
Bushy
is split to the near side.
Camden Strand, I think another freshman, is right off to the right side of Bushy. And high snap, manages to get to the deep back and then going forward with it. He'll make a gain up to the 42, 43-yard line, a pickup of 2. Eight and a half minutes to go in the ball game. We're in running time at Colfax. And the Vikings got it running. Colton Svee in there. Now we've got Colfax is going to take a timeout as they are just not sure where
Somebody
people
not
are supposed
lined
to
up
be.
right.
Yeah. 8:16 to go in the fourth quarter. Timeout Colfax. You're watching Viking football on NLWN 2.
Midwest Environmental Consultants, your partner and guide. From soil testing to landscapes, they cover it all. Lawn care and beauty, they're ready to call. With expertise in the ground, they'll analyze what's there. Call 608-468-2067 and let's get started. You deserve the best.
Welcome back to the Lee Bierquist Athletic Complex at Colfax High School. The host Vikings lead 38-0, 8:16 to go in the fourth quarter. They just took a timeout. Otherwise, we have running time and a lot of underclassmen in red. And the pitch goes back to Jeremiah York. And York doesn't quite get, well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9, 8 minutes left to go. Fourth quarter. Running time, Aliva Strum's Cardinals come in next week. Kickoff at 7. Join us here for our coverage. Beginning with Viking pregame. Week from tonight. Right here on NLWN 2. Bushy. In a similar formation, but they're going to have some motion.
Snap was late that time when the entire line moves, but the ball doesn't. That one's on the center.
Approaching 7 minutes to go. Caleb Bushy, 5'8", 135-pound freshman in at quarterback. Manages a high snap and gets the ball out to Jeremiah York. York out to the 43-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 7. So the punting unit will come on for the Vikings.
This might cost the Vikings another timeout. I don't think they've got enough bodies out there. A little bit of confusion with all the underclassmen that were out there. Now they don't know who's in and who isn't. And they got 11 out there, Dan. Dan had to take one shoe off to count all those.
And that punt
is partially
blocked, and it is picked up at the 41-yard line. That's where Augusta will take over at the Colfax 41-yard line. Time continues to run, 5:20 remaining. Fourth quarter, Colfax 38, Augusta 0. Camden Strand, a freshman, coming in for the Vikings. And it looks like we have, well, still in at quarterback is Shong. And Atchins, I think all the starters are still in for Augusta. And ball carrier Nate Atchison coming out of there hobbling a little bit. Going to try to walk it off. Stretch it out.
2nd and 5 as they're on the 36.
Chong comes in from the sidelines with the play. 4:20 remaining. Yep, Bement is wide out on the far side. Barry on the near side. Chong hands it off to Lee. Lee off left tackle, finds a wall, gets down to the 29-yard line.
Gain of 7.
So should the Beavers get a touchdown here before the end of the fourth quarter, they'll stop running time. Chong pitches it back to Lee. Lee trying to go around the right side. Good effort by the Vikings. Owen Beekner was one of the first men there for the Vikings. That's a gain of a couple for 2nd and 8. 3:10 and counting running time, fourth quarter from Colfax. Colfax coaches heading out of the booth. So we have 2, 3, and 4 for Augusta lined up next to each other. Chong hands it off to Lee.
That could go.
Lee breaks free, and that is a touchdown for Augusta. So Owen Lee ends running time.
Well, stop for the score. And I don't remember if the rule that I read was basketball or all sports, that once you start running time, it doesn't stop. But
I see. Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right. Chong trying to carry it in for the 2-point conversion. So the score is now 38-8 Colfax, 30-point lead, 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching Viking football on NLWN 2.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost and lonely. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still life to live. For the better of myself, my family, my weapon is now safely put away. A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
NLWN 2 is excited to bring you Colfax Viking football. Our next broadcast will be on Friday, August 28th, when the Colfax Vikings host the Olivestrom Cardinals. Coverage begins at 6:40 p.m. with Viking Preview. That's live Colfax Viking football on Friday, August 28th on NLWN 2.
Augusta kicking off to Colfax after their first score, a 27-yard run by Owen Lee. And a low end over end kickoff, and it looked like there's
the ball had not been put in play yet. So we'll do it again. It's not a penalty. It's just somebody was a little too eager.
Nathan Atchison is the place kicker. And he kicks it low and falling on it for Colfax at the 37-yard line. That looks like that was Chase Albrecht.
And the clock does continue to run.
Okay. So running time continues. Two minutes to go.
Grayson Osterberg came running in at the last moment.
Caleb Bushy, the quarterback, in the pistol. Makes a deep pitch back to Mason Smith.
Was it
nope,
Smith?
Sorry, 28. Jeremiah York.
Gain of 3.
So he picks up 3, and the ball's on the 40-yard line for the Vikings. A minute and a half to go. Fourth quarter.
Vikings heading for their first win in over 2 years.
Bushy, long count,
Uh-oh.
and snapped over his head. Ball gets loose, and going back to land on it
And we do have
was Jeremiah York.
Penalty marker. And it's holding against the Vikings. I'm sure that'll be declined. As the clock continues to run.
48 seconds left. Penalty is declined. Half a minute to go. $20 seconds. They back up Bushy.
I think they can just let it run. And that's going to be
they
it.
Can, yeah. Do not have to make a play, and the Vikings defeat the Augusta Beavers.
And the Viking fans are on their feet. They've been waiting for this for over 2 years as they've come away with a victory, 38-8.
So the Vikings at 1-0 now, and they will host the Olivestrom Cardinals. They got shut out by Glenwood City last night, 43-0. So we hope that you'll join us for that. And the first win for the Colfax High School football team in 2 years. 38-8, the final. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game programming. You're watching Colfax Viking football winners, 38-8 tonight over Augusta on NLWN 2.
Hello, Fiends. I will be happy to be your guide on NLWN TV and NLWN2's Halloween Spooktacular for 2026, where we will bring you some of the finest in Halloween-themed old-time radio programs from the golden days of radio. We will enjoy a visit to the Aldrich family, followed by that couple on Wistful Vista Lane with Fibber McGee and Molly. Then we'll hear from our favorite English teacher, our Miss Brooks, and wrap things up with an adventure with Sam Spade Detective. That's Halloween night beginning at 7 p.m. on both NLWN TV and NLWN 2.
NLWN2 invites you to join us in our time machine and journey back to the 1860s for some vintage baseball with the Menominee Blue Caps. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, August 24th, as the Blue Caps will play at a vintage baseball event in Lawton, Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. That's Vintage Baseball, Monday, August 24th on NLWN2.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day is a new opportunity.
That's cool. Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Football, a presentation of NLWN 2 in conjunction with Colfax High School. This has been presented for the private viewing use of the tuned-in audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network, LLC, and Colfax High School is strictly prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame, where we take a look back at today's Colfax Viking game.
We're the Colfax Vikings, feel the power we bring. Yeah, we're the Vikings, hear us roar. Colfax pride, we're forever.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love your mind.
Love your mind.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love
your mind.
Yeah, we're back. Colfax Vikings here to play. With our hearts on fire, we'll light up the day.
Time now for Viking Postgame with a look back at today's Colfax Viking game. And now, back out to the stadium and Viking Postgame.
Welcome back to Colfax. The Viking football team has their first win in 2 years, and a big one, 38-8 over the Augusta Beavers. Vikings had a tough time. They, in their first drive, started out pretty strong, but they ended up with 3 5-yard penalties when they got inside the red zone. But then didn't take long, 2:54 to go in the first quarter, a 9-yard touchdown pass from Grant Demo to Austin Peterson. The point after kick failed, and at that point it was 6-0. And it continued, 34.4 seconds to go. A 52-yard run by Jacob Wall capped off a 2-play, 66-yard drive, but the run failed for the points after. At the end of the first, it was 12-0 Colfax. And the Vikings blocked a Beaver punt at 9:01 to go in the second quarter and returned it 41 yards. Ethan Schindler did the honors, and the points after failed on that one as well. And it was 18-0 at 3:24 to go in the second. A 23-yard touchdown pass from Grant Demo to Austin Peterson, and they combined for the 2-point conversion on that one, and at that point it was 26-0 Colfax, and with 15 seconds left to go in the half, Demo to Wendland, 47 yards. Again, the points after failed. But at halftime, it was 32-0, and the scoring just once for the Vikings in the third quarter. 37-yard run by Ethan Schindler with 38 seconds to go in the third. Started running time, and that point it was 38-0. And in the fourth quarter, with 2:40 to go, Owen Lee ran 27 yards, and Sean kept it for the 2-point conversion. That gives you our final of 38-8, Colfax.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at the overall numbers here. For the Vikings, they carried the ball 23 times for 139 yards on the ground. And through the air, the Vikings were 13 of 18 for 258 yards, 397 total yards of offense. The Augusta Beavers carried the ball 31 times for 92 yards, 80 of those coming in the third quarter. And then in the passing, they went 5 for 15 for 33 yards, and they had a total of 125 yards of total offense. Big win for the Vikings where they actually got out and dominated, and hopefully this momentum can carry forward to next week, Jay.
Yes, and the Aliva Strum Cardinals will be here, and we hope you will be too, either in person at Colfax High School or here on NLWN2, where you can watch the game. Our coverage gets underway at 6:40 with Viking pregame, and it's gonna. I'm really looking forward to seeing this carry into the Dun St. Croix season.
It could be a lot of fun. So before we wrap things up, I want to remind you to make sure you join us on Monday right here on NLWN2 as we bring you Vintage Baseball featuring the Menominee Blue Caps. Blue Caps will be playing Vintage Baseball in Lawton, Wisconsin. Coverage begins on Monday at 7 p.m. right here on NLWN2. The Viking girls volleyball team will compete in a 4-team scrimmage at Colfax tomorrow, all starting at 9 a.m. The cross-country runners will compete in a 5-team meet at St. Croix Falls on Thursday. That'll get underway at 4:30. The Colfax Elk Mound girls golf team will next compete in Osseo at 4 p.m. on Monday. And as Jay said, the next Viking football game here on NLWN2 will be a week from tonight when the Vikings will play host to the Aliva Strum Cardinals. Our coverage begins with Viking preview at 6:40, followed by the live play-by-play action. Today's Colfax Viking football game has been brought to you by Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. The Chippewa Valley Museum, where you can get in touch with the roots of the Chippewa Valley and Carson Park in Eau Claire. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Logslet Plumbing, ready to meet your plumbing needs in the Colfax area. Midwest Environmental Consultant soil testers for western Wisconsin. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. And the Sunset House Motel and RV in Port Mansfield, Texas. Your best choice for your next hunting or fishing adventure. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking football on NLWN2. So for Jay Fall and Dan Petchow, who has been on the computer tonight, and Michael Christensen on the camera, this is Rick Olson, and you've been tuned to Viking Postgame on NLWN2.
Yeah, we're back. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame with a look back at today's Colfax Viking football game. This has been a production of NLWN2 along with Colfax High School. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com.